Okay, so let's talk about my favorite guitar brand. I get asked it, and people say, Mr. B, what's your favorite guitar brand? What do you recommend for a first guitar? It's a big one, first guitars, especially for students. So, I mean, there's a lot of options these days, thankfully. There's a lot of companies that are making guitars for cheap in Indonesian stuff, and they actually come out really nice. The Fender Squires are really nice these days. I mean, you gotta definitely pick them up and mess with them because the control quality is not, or quality control is not great. Um, but you can find some very nice ones. I have one at my buddy's house right now. We're making custom pickups for. It's a really nice playing guitar, honestly. You got Ernie Ball, or I think it's Music Man, or is that what it is? I think it's Music Man is the lower quality, one, or Indonesian one, not the American version, obviously. I forget what they're called off the top of my head. They start with S, I believe. And those are great guitars as well. They often come with coil taps. Some of them even come with locking tuners for under $500, which is pretty incredible. And they're fantastic sounding guitars. I'm playing guitars. I quite like them as well. Um, then you have things like PRS. You have, some people like Epiphones. You have tons of options. Ibanez is a great option as well. I don't know about their quality control these days as much either, so definitely check out every guitar before you do it, because guitars that are made overseas get shipped from overseas back here. A lot of things happen to wood in those kind of conditions, so you do want to be careful in those situations. For me, the best quality guitars that I have ever come across in like consistency is PRS. PRS is my favorite guitar brand. Um, this one in particular, this is a custom 24. Now this one is a roasted maple neck special edition. It is not just your normal PRS custom 24. It is made in Korea, not Indonesia. But it's still the same idea here because, I mean, I've played a billion of them. I personally own three PRSs, I believe. I own the hollow body, which is not original anymore by any means. I changed the pickups, the wiring, the pods, everything. Um, I have this one, and then I also have. What else do I have? Oh, I have a Silver Sky. That's right. And all of them are fantastic guitars. I do love them completely, and the Silver Sky needs set up extraordinarily badly, but that's not the point. The point is, why do I like PRS, and why do I recommend them to a lot of people for starter guitars? Well, as a starter, you don't really know what you're into playing yet. You might like to listen to a certain type of music. For me, for instance, when I went to college, I was not super into classical or jazz music by any means. But in college, you have to learn those things. Well, once I learned them, I actually loved them. I ended up writing a lot of music for those genres. And if I had a guitar that could only do one, or, a lot of people go like, I have to buy this guitar for this genre and this guitar for this genre. This guitar does every genre. That's the perk of it. I don't think it does any genre amazingly. I think it does every genre very well. So it's not a purpose-built guitar. It's a guitar built for everything. So, for instance, I'll give you a little example here. This is a neck pickup with my tone down quite a bit. Like if this was all the way, I have it down to up to like 4, and my volume's right around 7 or 8. This is what I would call like a really good jazz tone. You get this nice little. My pots are really dirty. Excuse those. So you get that nice tone out of there. It's super pretty. You get nice lines of. See what I'm saying? It's a great tone. This also, if I turn up the volume a little bit, I turn up the tone a little bit, you get a nice blues sound. Ooh, like that's a nice tone right there. You can turn it up and really have a smack. Ooh, it's just nice. It's a nice tone. It's responsive. The guitars are always very easy to play. Mind you, this one was set up, but I'm not exaggerating when I say it was set up 2 years ago and it hasn't changed. Quite incredible. And I always use elixirs as well, by the way. I don't use any other string sets. Elixirs are by far the best strings. Argue it in the comments all you want. But these have been on this guitar for months. Months. I use this guitar live. I use this guitar for teaching. I use this guitar for practice. I mean, don't get me wrong, I play a lot of other guitars that I own, but this one in particular has definitely gotten the most love as of recently. Now, obviously, you could change your strings if you want a little bit punchier sound and really bright and really crisp right off the bat for every show. I don't care about that. I like the tone of the strings once they've worn in. It creates a warm. Let's turn that down. That's just nice, you know? So, anyway, so it does both of those well. Does a nice bluesy tone, does a nice smooth tone. You know, if you want to do something like this, let's say you want to, it's a little too thick, right? You grab your tone knob right here, just go. Now it's coil tapped, okay? Not split, it is different. So there is an actual cutoff of, for what I've learned, right? This not a guitar expert. I have built some pickups in my life, but I've never built coil tap or splitting pickups for that matter. Nor have I ever installed them, to be fair. I did have some in my hollow body, but I never actually installed the switch. I just was like, we're going humbuckers. So, for what I believe, a split will literally cut off one of these out of the humbucker, and it becomes literally a single coil. A tap will cut off a certain percentage of both of them so that you still get the humbucking quality. No hum, but you get a much more stratty sound out of it. So, which is great, you know, especially if you want to dig in with a pick and you want to be like. You can get quite the twang out of this, which is nice. You got that. I go. Which is nice. Good. Get great tones. So I like that aspect of it, and you can also just come off the volume a little bit with the same idea and create something really nice and lush. Creates a beautiful sound. Now, some people are going to say, well, I'm not really into all the things you're doing so far. I want a twang. I want a twang. So if you want a little bit of twang, it's not going to turn into a telly. I mean, a telly's a telly. You're never going to get a telly sound out of any other guitar but a telly. I've learned that one through trying to make a telly sound out of everything but a telly. It doesn't work. More power to you if you can pull it off. You can get a nice country sound. That's good. See what I'm saying? You get a lot of options, and mind you, I just came from E major and came down to E natural, so I'm gonna recheck my tuning real quick because something just sounds a little, it's a little sharp on there. Ooh. Always good to do when you go from open tuning to non-open tuning because your guitar changes a little bit, tension-wise. So, as you can see, you get this nice twangy sound out of it, a nice smooth sound. You can go the opposite direction now, and we can go. Woo. We're going full on like AC/DC style, bridge picked up, all the tone, all the volume, A major. I have too much reverb on that. I mean, it plays fantastically. You can do pretty much any genre, as you can see. You can really play a lot of genres. Let's do that. Let's do that. Take the gain down a little bit. And you can I just like it a lot. It's a great tone. It's a great guitar. I mean, mind you, I don't use this guitar for playing metal music. I mean, you could, but to me, I don't prefer it. While they does the job, you can rip through scales and. I just don't play that music anymore. So I don't really use it for that, but you can use it for that. No, nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Gone through the genres, we've gone through the ideas behind it. That's why I personally like a Custom 24. Versatility, out the bahee. You don't got to worry about what you're going to get yourself into that night. Someone asks you to play some jazz. As long as you know how to set up your guitar, which is real easy. You got 2 friggin' knobs. Volume, tone, coil tap. You know, like, once you know that, you're just like, oh, play me, I need some lead jazz. Bada bing! They're like, I need a little bit of rock and roll. You're like, great. They're like, I need a little bit of, a little more punk rocky. You know, you're like. Everything. That's why I love it so much. Now, this is the Custom 24 in particular. The hollow body doesn't do that. The Silver Sky doesn't do that. Those are very specifically made guitars. If you want a stratty, but a little bit of a warmer strat sound, you go for the Silver Sky, which you can see right there. If you're going for more of the pure blues, pure like rock and roll / blues / jazz sound, the hollow body is fantastic for it. I do tell people I've changed the pickups. I did not like the original pickups that are in it. Some people do. I think they're extraordinarily specific sounding. I think that they do one thing and one thing really well. I don't think that they can do a lot. That's my problem with them. They were too warm they were like a really warm bellow sound, which some people are like, man, it's so good. I mean, I disagree. I think it sounds good, but for me, I like the versatility, so I put some, what are they called? They're like the stupid gliss, like those super popular ones that everyone puts in everything. It's by Seymour Duncan. Oh my god, I can't remember what pickups I even put in. It took me a month to put those pickups in. It's friggin', I put them in and then the wiring didn't work for whatever happened. And with a hollow body, it's such a headache to work on that I just don't want to touch it again. So kept messing with it little bit by little bit until I finally got them to work. Pearly gates. Ha! That's what they're called. So yeah, there's the video. like, subscribe. Hopefully I went in depth enough. This is an old school kind of video where I just filmed it. I'm just gonna put it out there for anyone who wants to watch it. It's nothing crazy. You know, just a good old insight on what my favorite guitar brand is and why. I guess I never went into the build quality and everything. It's fantastic. You almost never. I mean, look how good this guitar looks. Look how good that looks. I mean, Lord, baby, look how good that looks. Oh my lord. You just don't get build quality like this from a lot of brands. I mean, the fretwork is incredible. You don't even feel the frets here. Like they don't. I mean, I've had this guitar for 4 years now, I think, and I don't feel any frets. You know, still to this point. Still plays great, as I said, kept it set up perfectly well, so, yep, great. I did change the nut, to be fair. No particular reason, I just love the guitar so much that I changed the locking tuners, changed the nut, hardtailed my bridge, because I don't use a tremolo system ever, and obviously I did the strings and got a nice setup, and that's it. Awesome guitar. Oh, I put lockers here from a strap locks. Don't rock out on stage if you don't got strap locks, man, because I've seen people drop their shit. Don't do it.